Hello and welcome to another edition of Ask Ben W, the video series where I get to tackle exactly one question as I walk from my parked car to my office in Denver Public Schools. Today's question goes something like this. What do we mean when we say it's not about the technology? So this comes about mostly from a session yesterday that Jessica Brawley and Brandon Peterson did on learner profiles for use at the Digital Educator and Personalized Learning Academy. There was a prototyping session that I was able to participate in and that they helped to facilitate, along with a number of other sort of thought folks, thought partners in Denver. And the session really strongly advocated for both the physical creation of a learner profile, a picture, a visual that was done with markers and paper and things like that, and then alternatively, a digital version. And this so clearly illustrated the different entry points for people to take part in the thought process of thinking about themselves as learners and making choices about their learning. And it really sort of punctuated for me the way in which we not only say that a conference or a learning experience is not about the technology, is by giving people opportunities to and multiple entry points into something, whether it is in a digital fashion, in an analog fashion, but to be able to grapple with the ideas. Now, to be clear, we still shared the physical representations digitally. We took pictures of them and uploaded them. I even made a time-lapse video of the learner profile that I made in the physical world. Made a video with some background music of me sketching that out. And so it was all still available digitally, but the entry point for the idea of becoming an agent of your own learning and making choices about your own learning and understanding yourself as a learner, all of those things had multiple entry points, and you could simply use a piece of paper and then capture that digitally. Now, this works many more ways, and many, I would say, in more disciplines than just thinking about a big idea in professional learning or something like that. If you support folks in having those multiple entry points, in having those different ways of interacting with one another, and you allow them to do what comes most naturally to them, whether it's, creating that presentation that they love so much, or it is in using a physical object so that they can represent their thinking that way. There's a lot of value in simply allowing people to express themselves and to demonstrate what they have learned in a different way. And that, to me, is the real answer of what we mean when we say it's not about the technology, is that if you can demonstrate your learning in a different way, not using the technology, or you can learn that thing without using the technology as prescribed, then it becomes much more about the learning. It becomes much less, far less about the tool, the specific tool that we are using. And so I find it really sort of a compelling case to support people in making those kinds of decisions, in creating those kinds of opportunities for one another. And so when you are thinking about this and sort of working toward any kind of outcome that has both a sort of technological skills outcome and a pedagogical outcome, I think one of the ways in which you support people in being able to do both of those things is by empowering the choice, the statement of preference. You empower them to really make those decisions for how they want to demonstrate their learning, how they would like to learn and consume the learning, and by giving opportunities for people to have a softer entry point to the technology, or to simply learn the technology through the use. There was a great example of someone in the session yesterday who didn't know a particular tool, but because of the authentic reason of, oh, I need to make something to show my thinking, I'm going to choose this tool that I'm not aware of or I don't know very well, and I'm going to do it there, because then I get to still demonstrate my learning, but I'm also learning a new tool that may provide future dividends. And that way, it's not about the tech. It is about the learning and the way in which you're demonstrating the learning. So if you have any additional thoughts, please do leave it in the comments below. And I'd love to think about it with you. If you'd like to ask me a question, please do so using the hashtag AskBenW. I'd love to think along with you there as well. I hope you have a great day of learning.